This is Stacey Chisolm coming from In the Midst, and today we are going to be discussing some of the things that need to take place for us to better prepare ourselves for what is happening in the world. So, especially to my people of color, my brown people, those of you all that look like me, as you all are well aware, there is total chaos happening in the United States of America as well as internationally. If you have not been reading the media, you can check out some of the things that are taking place. For instance, the displacement of Africans in China, as well as China's new insurgents in the country of Africa. The episodes that have happened here in the United States include the shooting of Atiana Jefferson in her own home, Breonna Taylor in her own home, Ahmaud Arbery hunted and shot in Brunswick, Georgia, Sean Reed recently chased down and then shot by a police officer, by the way, who was African American. And also the episode with Damian Shepherd and his mother, who were faced with a mob of Caucasian males in North Carolina. Yes, I can't remember the name of the county, but neither here nor there. This is a very shaky time. I do believe in God. I love God. I'm a woman of God. I come from a family who loves God, but I will also tell you that with my faith also comes my knowledge and my wisdom. And I am knowledgeable in knowing that anything could happen at any time to any of us. If we believe that these things cannot happen to us, then we are foolish and we are ill prepared. We definitely in this hour need to prepare ourselves for what could potentially happen at any given time on any given day, to myself, to someone else, to our children. So in saying all of that, I'm going to move from the very, 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 very dark side and talk about some of the things that we can definitely do. One, first and foremost, is continue to go to the Most High God, the Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But even in the midst of that, we must also prepare, okay? We must prepare. And in preparing, for me, what preparation is arming myself so that I am not ill prepared. There are heinous crimes happening to women all over the United States that are African American. There are heinous crimes happening to women that are African, that are in Africa, okay? So just bad things are happening, period. And I have decided that for me and my household, we will be prepared for whatever is to come. And that is inclusive to being armed. So as of yesterday, I went to Academy Sports with a counselor, a consultant, who counseled me on how to purchase a handgun. I have handled rifles in my past, both with military, specifically the Marines, but I have also, in a course that they offered for teachers, like they have this program where they kind of, work with teachers on getting teachers to kind of go through the process to realize what students will be faced with should they decide to go to the military, specifically the Marines. But I also have shot rifles with my father and my uncles. And I will tell you that this is the first time that I ever felt like I needed a handgun to protect myself. So I find it behooving that many of us are still in our minds thinking that this can't happen to us. First of all, my skin is not made out of anything that could protect me from a bullet. So it would be wise for me to have some sort of protection on my person. And so because of that, I have gone to, and I'm going to give shots out to, bodybyo.tactical.com. You guys check them out. You can check them out here. Okay. Body by O has so many different programs that you can enter into, from getting a license to learning how to shoot to consultation on how to purchase a gun, which is what I just recently went to, as well as not only that, but you can also go through the process of teaching your family or preparing them for in-home invasion. So it's very important that you guys kind of prepare yourself for whatever is to come. Now, some of you all probably are not taking this literally, but like I said earlier, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and some of the others never thought that it would happen to them. I, in my own mind, often think that it could never happen to me, but the bottom line is that it could happen. So on yesterday, my purchase started with, of course, my gun. So I'm going to show you my purchase. On yesterday, I purchased a Walther PPS 9mm. I like this gun because there are hand grips. I don't know if you can see the grips, but there's finger grips. And when I tell you, when I put my hand on it, it is very nice to hold in the hand. Okay, it's very nice to hold in the hands. It's really nice. We went through that process. I probably held and looked at maybe about 6 guns, and this was the one that I chose. Even after holding the Glock 43, I didn't feel like that gun was for me. And I held a couple of others that were made by Walther and some that were made by Smith & Wesson, and nothing was like this gun. It also comes with 2 magazines. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It has 8. So I think it's like 7 plus 1. So 1 can go in the chamber, and then you can still have the other ones and then add a bullet after you pull it. By the way, Tasha, thank you for showing me that. And besides that, this one has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this one is the 7 plus 1. So it has some really nice things. It also has a lock, so you can lock it up when you're away, or if you want to keep it safe, because the laws are different in various states. And in the state of Texas, if someone were to get a hold to your gun and commit a crime, you would be held accountable for that person. So I would say that the moment that you realize your gun is missing, that you go ahead and make someone aware of it. But I can't really tell you that because I'm not the professional. So I'm going to leave that to the professionals. So if you want to find out more about that, I suggest that you take their licensure course, which I will be taking this weekend. We also purchased rounds in addition to purchasing the gun. Specifically, these are for just training, for the shooting training that I'll be going through. So I purchased 200 rounds for my 9mm. And I also purchased, I learned this on yesterday, that there are 2 types of bullets. There are the ones that you train with, and then the ones that you actually use. I'd like to give you the details, but then I'd be giving you some of their training, and that just wouldn't be right. But I would say if you want to find out more about how to learn how to properly go through the appropriate procedures of purchasing a gun, as well as the licensure, then you probably want to go to bodybiotactical.com. I never thought that I would see the day in 2020 that I felt like I was in 1920, where people were being pulled out of their homes if they were African American in the United States and hung in trees and killed and slaughtered without cause or reason, and the people who would commit these heinous crimes would not be brought to justice. I never thought I'd see that in 2020. Unfortunately, it is happening. And so what I would say to people that look like me, I would say that it is time for you to begin to do something to protect yourself, because it is clear, based on what we've seen, that the judicial system is not protecting us. As a matter of fact, they're doing everything they can to imprison and incarcerate more of us. Of course, in law enforcement area is doing absolutely nothing. Let's not even go there. That will be for another day. There seems to be no protection that we can give other than to ourselves. And I will say to you that many of you all are under the impression that for some reason we don't have that right to protect ourselves, but I think that you had better go back and reread your Bible, because definitely there are instances in there where people had to protect themselves, or they had to put themselves in a place where they were, bringing about justice. And I think that sometimes people hone in so much on all parts of the Bible, but people pick and choose. There's so much in the Bible, especially the one that says thou shalt not kill. You don't even want me to get into that, because if you go to Solomon took lives of those who had done things during his father's reign. And if you went into Hebrews 7, when God is talking about being faithful, he goes into this allusion where he's making allusion to the people also having to put themselves in a position where they must protect themselves. So for those of you all who believe in God and you trust in him, and you're under the impression that you're not supposed to protect yourself, you are completely lost. You're completely lost, and you need to reread. And you, first and foremost, stop listening to the middleman and start reading for yourself. Study to show thyself approved, rightly dividing the word of truth. So I would say that, don't just listen to me or what I'm saying, but I'm telling you to read for yourself. And that's one thing that I do. So I know that to someone else, this may sound crazy, but you better start reading your Bible, because in the Bible you will find that there were many wars and many occurrences and many things that happened. And he even talks about how some, like Stephen, everybody didn't allow themselves to be taken in that way. Some did fight back. You need to read. Okay? I wish you well. You guys have a great day, and I am so glad that you paid attention. Look, subscribe on YouTube, and or check me out on Facebook. All right.